Well, like I said, it's going to be Criterion's for a while because of this pandemic. Yes, we are back with another Blu-ray collection unboxing. Volume 4 of this collection, and this time we only have 5 Blu-rays this time. Well, one of them is also another trilogy. I am pretty excited to see with this. I don't know if I would get one of them, I believe, if it's in the package or not, because it just was recently released, so I don't know if it's going to be in here or not. But, with that being said, I'm going to actually kind of open this very carefully, and do this very carefully. Yeah, I'm using a mini kitchen knife, but that's kind of the point, so, alrighty then. And I believe, if I'm correct on this... Oh wait, no, I thought it is, but, yeah, it's of course the receipt. And I feel like it is, let me see... No, it is a 5, so I am pretty much ready. So I thought there was going to be only like 4, but nope, it looks like I think I do got all 5 of them. And with that said, let us begin. So we begin off in this collection is, I will tell you that this is going to be a majority of films not in the English language, except for 2 of these. And this one is, of course, the first one. Now, I have actually talked about this director in one of my recent Oscar International reviews, and that is Pedro Almodovar. Now, as you can tell, I wasn't a fan of his recent movie Pain and Glory, but I did mention one of his films that I did talk about that was an Oscar-winning movie, and this did win Best International Feature of 1991, which is Spy Number 1012, All About My Mother. This is, of course, the winning film from Spain. It's basically about... I barely remember this. I know what it is. It's just kind of difficult to get this out. There we go. But I actually really did enjoy this film when I was watching this for the first time, because it's very interesting, because, yeah, it's about a sole mother who, unfortunately, her son ended up getting killed in a car accident, and she's kind of a little bit devastated in life, but like with the progress with the nurse played by Penelope Cruz, like she is always in Almodovar's movies, and with other people, including a friend of hers who was actually a transgender, it's a very interesting journey how she goes through after the devastation of her son, and I was really blown away by this. I was pretty happy that I got to see a good Almodovar movie, because like I said, I wasn't a fan of Pain and Glory, but it is very unique, and I love the blue that's in this the case here. Oops, of course I dropped the booklet. Very unique, I would say. Yeah, All About My Mother by Almodovar. Yeah, I have been reading all the booklets in the Criterions I had caught up, and now, since I now have these guys, I do have now to read these. Well, you get the idea. But it is a very unique film, I would say. Very interesting. Nothing really much in it. Oh, there is a bit of English in that? I don't remember much English in the film when I was watching this. But it is, very, very awesome to see this. Almodovar won directing at BAFTA. That's very interesting. Yeah, it did really pretty well, but of course, Talk to Her was another big of Almodovar's movies. That is not in the Criterion Collection, and I don't remember if this is his first... No, I think he does have a few others that are in the collection, but this is obviously a winning film, a notable film from him, that actually is in the Criterion Collection. So, luckily, I went from a person that I thought his recent film was very overrated to one of his older films that I do think is pretty great. Alright, so this next one, I was a bit skeptical if I was going to get this or not immediately after I purchased this, because I purchased this last week. This is actually because this is a newly released film on the Criterion Collection. It was officially released July 21st, and now I have it on its opening week, on its release on the Criterion Collection. Spy number 1038 from 2019, which is last year, directed by Noah Baumbach. Marriage Story. Yes, that is right. I have purchased these, not just the Best Picture nominated film from last year, but more specifically, the second Netflix movie to be released on the Criterion Collection on DVD and Blu-ray. Obviously, the first one being Roma, which I did have. If you have seen the first episode, I did unboxed it. That was pretty easy. Obviously, this is, of course, very unique to have a second Netflix film on the line in the collection. They have yet to release whenever The Irishman's coming out. I also heard the cynical film Atlantics and I believe American Factory as well. I mentioned this. But this is, of course, the second Netflix film to be released on the collection. Oh. Okay, very interesting. Oh, really? Okay. Okay, I was not expecting this. I believe this could be the letter, yeah, because Charlie is, yeah, Adam Driver. Like, I believe this is, in the ending, the letter that you hear in the ending, a recreation of that. Like, that is awesome. And speaking of, oh, no way, you actually get both? Oh, wow. Okay, so you do go get both the letters of both, Charlie, which is Adam Driver's character, and Nicole, which is Scarlett Johansson's character. Very unique, I must say. I love the setting, how they did this. Like, kind of unique. I do think this is, like, this is only my first Noah Baumbach movie, and, like, I did watch The Squid and the Whale, which was also in the Criterion Collection. That is a movie about divorce, and this is what the movie is about. And honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of, I really did thought the two main characters were annoying, but I feel pretty honored to have this in the collection. I do think, the best thing about this movie is, without a doubt, Adam Driver's performance as Charlie. And honestly, I would have given him the Oscar for that over Joaquin Phoenix. Like, Joaquin was good, but he would have been my number 2 in the lineup. But I thought what Joker had well done was how great the script and direction was. But for here, Adam Driver just nailed the performance without a doubt. Especially, I believe, him singing at the bar, I believe, was probably, like, why I ended up thinking he was the best of the 5 nominees, and the best thing about it. Like, I would say, like, the rest of the movie, it's okay. I know it seems weird that I'm giving an okay movie to get this in the collection, but it's a Netflix film, so why not just get it? Scarlett Johansson, I honestly thought she wasn't really that strong. I honestly wouldn't have her in my list. Not even, honestly, I don't think Laura Dern's performance wasn't a winning performance or a winning sweep, because, honestly, I would have gone for Dern for Little Women instead of Marriage Story, because I really don't know. Like, that is not a winning performance. Like, Little Woman is a better one, but, I don't know, and honestly, I think it was the only one that I think that should have won original screenplay, because, well, original screenplays, the lineup was not that interesting, because if you see my Parasite review, I did kind of consider that a little bit overrated, along with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 1917, and especially with Knives Out. So honestly, I would have given this the Oscar for original screenplay as well, but that's because that was a pretty weak lineup, I would honestly say. And speaking of Parasite, I know that movie has announced that it's gonna be released on the collection this October, and if you see my review, you know that's gonna be a no-go. So, but yeah, obviously 6 nominations: Best Picture, Actor, Actress, 1 Supporting Actress, Original Screenplay, and of course Original Score as well. But out of the divorce movies, between Baumbach's divorce with this and The Squid and the Whale, easily Marriage Story will win this, no matter what. Alrighty then, we are into the next one, or should I say we are into the trilogy of this unboxing video. And as you guys have told, there has been, of course, been a theming of Oscar movies. Specifically, I've been doing right now Oscar movies of the 2010s, the 2000s, and the 1990s. And this one kind of follows it up. But it's very interesting, only one of the three only got an Oscar nomination. Got Oscar nominations. The other two did not. But this is, of course, a trilogy, very unique one, and that is Spy Number 587 from Krzysztof Kieślowski, the Three Colors trilogy. Yes, I have gotten this trilogy, Three Colors Blue, Spy Number 588 from 1993, Three Colors White, Spy Number 589 from 1994, and Three Colors Red, Spy Number 590, also from 1994. Two of the three of this trilogy were released in the same year. And, because the thing is, how this got Oscar it's very interesting for Blue. It was on France's submission for 1993. White was submitted for Poland in 1994. Switzerland did submitted Red, in that same year, but it was disqualified. But Red still got nominated for Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Director for Krzysztof Kieślowski, which he lost to Robert Zemeckis for Forrest Gump, and Pulp Fiction for Original Screenplay. Very unique box. Oh, now these slide up easier than the oopsie days, than the before trilogy, because the booklet kind of is pretty bigger, and well, I believe, if I'm correct, I believe this was released first before the before trilogy. I don't remember right now because the before trilogy is upstairs, but very unique. So Three Colors Blue, it is my favorite color. It's just unique. Oh, that's Kieślowski in the front, so that very unique. All three of these films don't have a connection to any way, but all the characters are in the same universe. So this was kind of like before the MCU, or the DC Extended Universe was a big thing. And out of all the films of the trilogy, I think White is my favorite of the trilogy here. Mainly because it also goes in a little bit of subject of divorce, but it kind of goes in a unique revenge way, to say the least. And this movie actually does have some recognizable faces, probably most notably for White, you get Julie Delpy, and for Red, you got Jean-Louis Trintignant, if I don't remember, and Julie Binoche in Blue, which she would later on win for The English Patient. Julie Delpy, of course, would be in before Sunrise a year later, and this is not the only time you're going to see a movie starring her on this list. And Jean-Louis Trintignant was in Amour in the 2012 film. So, oh boy, I'm very interested to actually check this out. And it's very interesting. I think probably the first one I discovered this was in the collection, I believe was, the Criterion Closet things they do on YouTube. And this was obviously chosen by Lee Unkrich, the director of Pixar's director of Coco and Toy Story 3. And this was the first thing he grabbed. And I don't know, it's very weird that the cases are in a weird angle on this, but I think they needed room for the big booklet, but a very unique trilogy, just three different random colors, and when you watch the film, it kind of makes sense, because there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of white in white, and there's a lot of red in red, and all these takes place in the French, during the fictional French Revolution thing, so, because one deals with grieving the loss of somebody, one deals, of course, with the divorce, and one deals with, I believe, almost like an interesting, unique friendship of stuff. I don't know, and eavesdropping. That's the thing. But all three of these have unique colors. So like blue focus a lot on music, white focuses a lot on business, and red kind of focus on eavesdropping. But very unique. I would say if I did rank it, it would go red, blue, and white from least to best. But very unique to say the least, and good thing I have another trilogy in my hand. Okay, next up is our last movie that is not in the English language. And this is actually a Holocaust movie. This is very interesting because it is spy number, I can't really see it. 985 from 1990 or 1991 in the United States. Europa Europa, directed by Agnieszka Holland. So yeah, this is of course a Holocaust movie, and this is basically about a young Jewish boy who obviously managed to escape the Holocaust and like inside with the Soviet Union, but then ends up getting like someone captured by the Germans. But the thing is, he was going undercover because obviously since he was in the Soviet Union for a little bit before the Germans took over, one of the things he knows how to do is to translate Russian, and and they like the Nazi army like really liked what he did, like on good as a great translator for them. So he had to go cover as a headquartered youth person. Like, it's very complicated, but it is, like, it's not a fiction, like, it's a fictionalized Holocaust movie, like The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, for an example. And, this is very, okay, that's interesting, but, this movie does, of course, have, it's like, the pamphlet for Bowling for Columbine, The Prince of Tides and Watership Down is all connected to this, very unique. Oh, wait, ooh. So yeah, this is a serious Holocaust movie, but it does like really capture it. It actually of course. It's very interesting. Germany did not submit this film the year when it came out of their country, but in its American release in 1991, it got eligible for the following year, which got in for Best Adapted Screenplay, which lost to The Silence of the Lambs. So that's why it's here. And this is another movie that has Julie Dopey in it. So, very interesting, but a younger version of her. I'll be honest. I think, like, Julie Dopey is, like, probably my celebrity crush in the European region. Like, where is she from? Yeah, French. So, like, she would probably be, like, my celebrity, French celebrity crush my French crush in the world of movies, because for the Americans, for me, would be Haley Steinfeld. For any of the UK territory like Wales, Ireland, England, or Scotland, it would be Saoirse Ronan. In New Zealand, would be Thomas Mackenzie, and Julie Delpy kind of follows that up, even though she is around in her, I believe, if I'm right, in her 50s right now. A legit 50. So yeah, a little bit off, but like just going back to it, I still think before, like, she's kind of in the movie, but not by much. But yeah, it is kind of a serious film, but really takes it a unique survival way. Like, it's like, it is sad, but like, it's just, I'm just glad that this is a movie. I have no words. And finally, in this unboxing video, I do have, of course, a historical movie. And this is actually coming from a well-known director known as the Bigfoot of the film industry. And I'm talking about Terrence Malick. And I am looking at, from 2005, Spy Number 826, The New World. Now, I am not really, like, I know, like, who Terrence Malick was, and, Like, obviously, he's like a person that is very hidden to the public. And obviously, a lot of his films are in the collection, like The Tree of Life and The Thin Red Line, both of which were Best Picture nominees. And honestly, I did like portions of those two films, but I thought they were not like okay at best. They were not like fantastic. But The New World, however, amazing. And yes, even like The Prince of Tides, I even did this. Like, it was just amazing. And I'm just looking at this right now, and it was a massive box office failure. Like, did make $30 million on a $30 million budget. Like, wow. But obviously, this is kind of like the story of John Smith and Pocahontas. Obviously, when people think of the New World story of Pocahontas and John Smith, they would obviously think about the 1995 Disney film, Pocahontas, which, honestly, I have not watched that yet. I know many people do consider it the weakest of the Disney Renaissance, but when it comes to other adaptations, this is probably the second one that people go into, and very unique thing about this, actually, is the thing is, with the New World, this is, you get not one, not two, but 3 Blu-ray discs in here. It looks, yeah, you get the first cut, you get the theatrical cut, and you get the extended cut. So, like, the first cut is, like, the main director's cut, the theatrical cut is the one you get to see in theaters, and the extended cut, which, man, there's a lot of material here, but I just, like, I did rent it out, this film. I think it was the theatrical cut that I did watch. Like, it was, I believe it was, if I'm correct, it was, like, it was the theatrical cut, because, like, I rented it, digitally, and it was, yeah, it was, like, around 2 hours, and I believe 40 minutes or so. Like, so yeah, I do end up getting this, and this is the booklet I got. Oh, that's interesting. You get a piece of a screenplay, not in a picture of the booklet. Oh man, art's like, is this like concept art, or is this actually the actual historical? Yeah, it is historical art. So, I do think this is a unique, interesting, and like the Silence of the Lambs, and I believe, what was the other one? Yeah, Ichiban Matabi, and it comes with these like kind of like plastic clear cases, which I'm honestly not a fan of, but yeah, I have to be very careful with this. But I just love, wow, like, almost feels like a watercolor painting of this. And, wow. And with that said, I think we come to the end of another edition of, if I can get this, of the Blu-ray unboxings of a Volume 4 of the Criterion Collection, as I looked at All About My Mother, Europa Europa, Marriage Story, The New World, and the 3 Colors Trilogy, Blue, White, and Red. So, if you did enjoy this, you can, of course, hit that subscribe button and comment down below if you have seen any of these movies. I think mainly specifically Marriage Story would probably be the obvious one, and The New World. But if you have seen any of the others, let me know down in the comments, and hope and guarantee probably the next one will probably be another Criterion one as Volume 5. But, so maybe stay tuned for next month for that.